Do you have your tea ready? Huh? You see, when I do that, I'm taking a thumbnail. But let's get into it. Guys, as you know, I owe you episodes for days. Let me tell you something. I owe you guys 2 episodes. Today, you're going to get 2 in 1. We don't have time to play. Let's get straight into it. Guys, when we left episode 3, Tshego was spilling the beans about what Nunurai said. Remember? She was told that when the husband passed away, he was with a side chick. What did Nunurai decide to do? She decided to blurt it all out to Tshego. But now, guys, one thing you need to realize about this thing, everyone wants to carry the show. Like I said, welcome to another episode of Her Majesty and the Mummies. Come for me all you want. I don't care. Change the title because wow. So yes, so when it ended, Mrs. Mops was adding spices to, oh no, you guys were gossiping, and Nunurai's like, no, it's not gossip. That time she's busy drinking her wine or whatever it is, and she's looking at Tshego. Tshego was just, I can't do it like this because I don't know how to do it. So she was busy spilling the beans, and Nunurai had to give a bombastic side eye, criminal offensive side eye. But did she stop? No, Mdase. No. She kept on. No. What? To my surprise, I thought Her Majesty is gonna pounce on her, because people think Her Majesty is ghetto. Like, they think she's the most ghettoest of the mummies. But to my surprise, she was so chilled about it. Like, she said what she wanted to say in a nice way. Nunurai was the one who was like, no, I didn't say that. And that made you guilty AF, baby. That made you so guilty. Don't do that. Because, like, Her Majesty was the one saying, but now why are you shouting? Ushautelani, because we are ladies here. But that is that, okay? While they were there, guys, like I said, I'm going to incorporate the tune. I'm going to make episode 3 and episode 4 make sense. While they were there, Ratile decides to invite all the ladies to her 4-pipe chisanyam. When episode 4 went on and on, we see Ratile with her friend Tshego, okay? So I feel like I said before, the word friend is being abused, is being misused, is being, hey, if I was the word friend, I would have just said, guys, please leave me alone. Because wow, Ratile and Tshego are forcing a friendship. There is no friendship there. You guys are forcing, because they're fighting about they had an event that was being planned for Tshego. And when I say Tshego, guys, for those who are not watching, I'm not talking about Mrs. Manche. It's Tshego, Ratile's friend, right? Good. We together? Good. And then when they're there, they're busy talking about, no, I planned a party and you never came through. Listen to Ratile's reasons. You didn't give me a stall. You didn't tell me to come advertise my business. That for me was valid. But the third one, you didn't include me as one of the guest speakers. Mdase, what if I didn't want you to be a guest speaker? Now you must be talking while I don't want you to. Like, I feel like Ratile could never be good friends with Tshego because she wants to be the star of the party even when it's not necessary. Mdase, let it go. Because even at the 4-pipe party, before we get to that, guys, she said she invited Tshego to the 4-pipes party because Tshego has a 4-pipe. Fine, okay. Ratile arrives in a Porsche 4-pipe. Mrs. Mops arrives in a Range Rover 4-pipe. Mrs. Manche arrives. Is it a Rolls Royce or a Bentley? One of the two, but it's a 4-pipe. Nunurai arrives in a G-Wagon, 4-pipe. Did Tsecho not walk in with 2 legs? Yet we are told she has 4 pipes. Were we not supposed to see them? Also, all the ladies were angry, guys. They were angry. They were furious. Like, no, you said we're going to a Chitsanyama. Now we are at a mall. Like, Ratile could have just taken them to, you see those Chitsanyama franchises that all of them closed down. She could have just taken them there because, wow, they were expecting the experience of ekasi, like dogs barking, people going, guys, I can't, when they go, she promised them a convoy. Ratile, where is the damn convoy? Ratile, when we go to Echisanyama, we don't do this. We do this. Ratile, why? Ratile, why? Why? Okay, whatever. Fine. That is that, ne? About the Chisanyama. So then we go on to meet Mrs. Manche and her mom. Ooh, guys. One thing about me, I love women who take care of themselves, who look good, who don't want to age. Oh, Gugo Tandai. Those are my people. Mrs. Manche, your mom, 10 over 10. And not, 10 over 10 minus nothing. Your mom, 10 over 10 minus nothing. She must teach us. Let's have a workshop. And it's so evident in how Mrs. Manche carries herself. She's also looking good. Also, they always mention in the part that she has 5 kids under 5 years. Hi, Mrs. Manche. You're doing very well, Mtas. You're doing very well. I love it. Love it. Loads. Cheers to you. So they were there talking about baby stuff and whatever. All I could say is that Mtas, you look good. You should teach us. Let's move on to the next thing. Now, Her Majesty goes to therapy with her kids. Guys, welcome to another section of me being confused by what Her Majesty says. Her Majesty will never cease to amaze me. Like I was saying, Her Majesty never ceases to amaze me. Like, every time Her Majesty has to say something, she will confuse the hell out of me. Because Her Majesty will talk very nicely of her man. Oh no, I'm hurt by him passing and whatever. And then she'll go on to speak ill of him. And I'm like, if a person hurts you, why do you miss him? Guys, judge me if you want, but like, I don't get it. I don't get it. I really don't get it. But then that's not me. Ne? It's not my story. So then in therapy, she is talking about her husband and everything that happened. One thing I love about that therapist, she will tell you the truth. She told Her Majesty the same thing that I was telling her, that you are pushing your anger to the wrong person. You shouldn't be pushing your anger to that lady. Push it towards your man, because he's the one who was wrong. You might as well booked a session with me. I could really use the money. Okay, fine. So then she invites the kids. Yo, guys, this was so heartbreaking because she asked them to talk, to let it all out, and they were talking about how they missed their father, how yeah, like they were talking. But one thing about Titi, guys, is it Titi? One thing about Titi, guys, Titi is her mother's child. Titi is her mother's child. She will say it like it is. That child ain't got no time to be wrapping things around. She will say it like it is, because she did mention that her mom says she's a mistake. Guys, if we're being honest, There are kids that come into play without you planning, ne? We will say there, maybe we should change the word mistake, especially when they are around and we love them and all of those things, because imagine being told you are a mistake. That is so painful. I feel like Her Majesty is so misunderstood, and if you want to really understand Her Majesty, which I feel like I should do a separate video about this, she was on, what's her name? She was on Gogo's Koteni's podcast, and I got to understand a lot about her, ne? But for now, let's keep it at the Mommy Club. So, she did mention that, no, I nearly aborted. And guys, let's not judge. Please, let's not judge. Kids are not easy. They are not easy to maintain. They are not easy to live with sometimes. So, sometimes when you're pregnant, abortion is always like that thing where you're like, should I? Shouldn't I? Like, are you sure? You get me? But, at least they got to talk about it, and after that they had a walk where they were talking about her going to see her dad for the first time because she doesn't know her dad, and them talking about how much they love each other. That was so nice. But then when episode 5 starts, Her Majesty is not around, and then the kids are having a celebration for Umdudus, the husband. So apparently he was looking forward to turning 40, and the kids decided, oh, let's celebrate. But then Tsitsi came out with a mountain of stories. Did she not say the youngest child, the father used to hit the mother? The youngest child's mother is happy. The youngest child's father is Mduduzi. 1 + 1. Allegedly. Yo. Guys, when will we ever get a break from hearing stories about Her Majesty and her late husband? Like, they keep coming and coming and coming and coming and coming, and every time we just left like, huh? Kuningi, and happy, guys, because she was also talking about the husband would go on like when she ended up going to his grave, and she mentioned that she wanted him to let her go. She wants to move on with life. He must let her go. He must accept I am a girl who's moving on. Did she not spill more beans? Did she not tell us that the husband would call and try to prove to the friends that this woman gives me this, and she would give him money, and maybe he's spending the money with friends? Or I'm like, every little chance you get into this, you must embarrass Her Majesty. Why? Yo, hey guys, hey, let's move on to the next thing. So Mrs. Mops goes for a photo shoot with Makado. What do they call him again? Max Makado is a very good photographer from Venda. Yes. So one thing I loved about that, she mentioned that once you have a kid, don't let go of your body, don't do this. I love that for you. I love it for everybody who's a mother. But then again, it's not so easy when you don't have the man. You get me, Mrs. Mops? Like, all of us wants to have a snatched body and whatever, but we don't have the money for the lipo. Some of us don't have the money for the lipo, but God will give us the money. But I love it. Like, she looks amazing. She looks amazing, like the queen she is. I loved the photo shoot. She looked amazing. Let's move on. So then we find Mabel and Barbara having a date. Yo, guys, let me tell you something, ne? I hated that date because those ladies were talking about, literally, I felt like they were talking about my situation. Like, they were talking about babies demanding money. That's me. They were talking about most of the time attracting broke niggas. That's me. That's why I was angry. But then, guys, you know what happens, ne? Usually, if there's someone you watch and you don't really like that person, it's because sometimes they tell the truth. So that's why I didn't like that conversation. It was so interesting. Like, they were talking about okay, some of the things are not me, but what's her name? Barbara was saying people must not expect her to be faithful because she is in a long distance relationship. I was like, yo, that one is not me, Shem. This. Oh, guys, let's move on. When in episode 5, Choko, Mrs. Manche, and Nunurai are having breakfast, lunch, whatever, at Nunurai's house. And then when they're chilling there, does Her Majesty not call with announcements? Guys, Her Majesty is getting married. That's why she said she's Beyonce. You don't cheat on Beyonce and expect Beyonce to just be saying, she'll go and get married. She will go and get married after a year of you passing away. So, hey, be careful. Guys, congratulations to Her Majesty. She's getting married again to Jollof. Guys, please get me a Jollof guy. It seems as if that's where the life is, because wow. The ladies were talking about the Four Pipes function, how unimpressed they were of the Four Pipes function. Also, guys, did Radila not try to tell Tseho that she's not gonna say anything about Her Majesty getting married soon? I feel like Her Majesty told them on purpose to see who is gonna punch her first. And guess what? I vel. Nunurai, Mrs. Manche, number 1. And then Mrs. Manche and Mrs. Mops decided, oh, let's take our nannies on a spa date. Was Mrs. Mops not cold? She was cold because Tseho, she can see that when you are not trustworthy. Whenever someone tells you something, you are the first to want to rush and tell people. Because Mdaze, you must learn to... That's why she was cold towards you. You get me? But then either way, it's via fun and J, because now Mrs. Mops is busy running her mouth. Because Ratile decided, hi, Nami, I want content on this show. Did Ratile not go to Mrs. Mops and tell her, I think Happy is chasing Cloud? Why? Because there was a rumor about Her Majesty nearly being trafficked or being a victim of Besta's scams and whatever. Tabo Best. Hey. Exactly. So she claims Happy went and spoke about it because she wanted to be relevant, because the story was relevant. Ratile, do you know that this Besta story is not just a story? When you decide to talk about it, like tomorrow they're gonna say, now we're happy you are a scammer, Vele, you were with Tabo Besta. She had every right to speak about it, because tomorrow she's going to be told that yes, you were working with him. She had every single right to do so. Manje wena uti, she's cloud chasing. Vele, she's coming for you, episode 6. And Amina, I cannot wait. I cannot wait for her to pounce on you. The problem is I'll be waiting for her to pounce on you, and all she's gonna do is say, why were you calling me a cloud chaser? Because that's Her Majesty for you. Grace. Grace is the name of the game. Although people think she carries an okapi in her bag, but all she does is carry Grace. That being said, guys, I tried to shorten it as much as I can. Please tell me if you enjoyed this part of the Mommy Club TV recap. I love you so much. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I need to go and sleep. It's very late, guys. It is very late. Bye-bye. Love you so much.